Let's see. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Mm. Mm. I'm waiting on people to come in. I know I'm live, just in case anybody is wondering. I'm gonna see who's gonna join in here. It's just me. Uh, just so y'all know, I'm. It's just me. I'm here on Christmas, lonely as fuck, sad as fuck. So I had nothing else to do. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll just jump on the stream live." I'm by my goddamn self. Everybody I know is with friends and family and shit like that, and with relationships and all that. And I'm just in my house. So I'm in my house, literally just staring at my little tree. That's it. So I had nothing else to do, and I just was like, I'll just come on here and I mean, we got Netflix playing in the background with the game. I guess. I don't know. This has become the spot where I can vent somewhat some of my frustrations or just have that moment, uh, if you will. I'm on both. I'm on both channels right now. I'm on both the Blurred's Instagram and the Blurred's. I mean Blurred's Twitch and the Blurred's YouTube. Um, yeah, man, it's just been. I'm not a holiday season person. I haven't been for years. For those who know me, I have really tried to find some type of happiness, some type of Christmas joy. And I went to 21 holiday parties this year from the 8th till Christmas just to try to keep from being alone or sad. Woke up this morning sad as fuck. Not gonna even lie. I'm grown, right? We know this. I'm grown. And I would just like to be able to get a Christmas gift or two. You know, get them. So I I guess it's just me whining as a big ass baby, and I know I shouldn't. Again, I know some people be like, "Yo, you're grown. Christmas shouldn't matter." And to an extent, as long as my daughter was happy, my son's cooked good, and he grown, I should be good, right? I got $200 in the bank. Bills are overdue, and I'm alone on Christmas. Seasonal depression, though, this is more so a PSA. Seasonal holiday depression is real. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I don't think people get that there are people who, when it gets this time of year, they feel like there's nothing. They feel lost. And I hit that point. But I get that point every year, unfortunately. But this year has hit me the hardest. And I think it's because this year has been things back to back to back to back to back that have happened. And damn near all of them beyond my control. Um, so yeah, I am trying to. I spent. I was at the grocery store a little while ago. I was grabbing me a couple of kombuchas and something else, and I thought about it. I've spent the majority of this year being the light for other people. I spent the majority of this year being the shoulder for people. I spent the now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not without saying people have been there for me because I know people have been there for me. immensely, and I'm grateful. When my car broke down, shit like that, had some friends show up and show out. But I'm just talking about the emotional, in a sense, and I know I'm trying to make sure I don't say it ungratefully, where I'm trying to separate physical things from emotional. It's a difficult thing to talk about. I've been the light for people all year. I've been that ear for people, that shoulder for people. I have listened to so many people complain about relationships and marriages and all this, that, and the third, and all the while them not realizing how I fucking was broken up on the inside. Like it really sucks when you watch. I don't know how many people it will reflect with that when you scroll through social media, and whether you try to or not, on Christmas morning, and there's all these family photos, relationship photos, and all this happiness, and it's just you curled up in your bed, just looking like, damn, that is what it is. I I even my dumb ass. This is what my dumb ass did this morning. I woke up, grabbed my phone, looked under the thing. Of course, I have a look. I have a custom where if I can't be there with her, I'm FaceTime my daughter. I watch her open the gifts, and I looked under my tree to hope for something. And I looked under my tree to hope for something, and that is fucking insane. I looked under my tree for an envelope. I looked at my phone to see if I had a tech, nothing. Ah, only because, only because it just there's a feeling of if you were to get something, to have someone say, "Hey, Merry Christmas. Here's this." You get the cards from the family and stuff, and it's just all that shit. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I know. Quiet as kept. This is, again, like I said, this is kind of an event session. Quiet as kept. I did not think I was gonna make it past last year. A lot of people do not know. Winston doesn't even know that I was at the brink last year. I was literally at that I'm about to here moment. And the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of despair will absolutely do that to you. Um Now, I'm not saying that I'm there currently. I'm not saying that in any stretch of imagination. I'm just saying I've been there. I have been there. You try to keep busy and fight it and fight it and fight it, and mm, so yeah. Um I do want to say I know that we're supposed to be doing Sunday. We may have to go way earlier if we do it, because I gotta work Sunday night. I gotta host a show at the Improv, and I'm trying to hope that I'll feel somewhat better. I'll have somewhat a smile on my face, because I know today I won't. Like I said, I woke up sad in my bed, looked under my tree. I was in the grocery store, and here's Jay Washington pouring out his heart on the internet again. It took me everything to break that, not break down in tears, just while I was out and about. It is literally, I have been on here now for 10 minutes. And if you all only knew how much your boy's been fighting those tears. And the reason I feel like I can openly admit this and openly say this is I do always talk about the stigma behind it of men not, especially men, not being able to express their feelings and people acting like everything is fucking okay, and it's just not. It's just not. Yeah, man, it just hurts. Hold on, I just gotta pay. I gotta. I forgot. Yeah, people been using Streamlabs. Let me check. I just got a thing for it, so let me check. Yeah, it's just been a day. It's been a while. I'm gonna read some of the chat. Courtney, thank you. Love you back. Blue Girl, thank you for the hugs. Jimmy Nails, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate. What the fuck did I hit? Stay strong and push. The last two beings a loss, but man, I hear you. Appreciate that. Miss you on the break room channel. I do too. I so the deal with break room. Let me just tell people what's going on with that. Um, there's not a lot of money to bring in outside talent, so I don't know when or if I'm coming back on the break room. God knows I want to come back. I miss it, but I was told like it's a financial thing, which is very, very true. I understand that. Cameron, damn, you got me in the fields. Merry Christmas to you and your babies. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, it's just I don't like. I try not to be sad as much as I used to. I try not to let my feelings and shit get in the way. But fuck, man, I'm just your boy is just hurting. Do I have a Venmo? Yes, I do. It's Mr. J Washington. MRJAY Washington. I try to make it as uniform as possible. Um, yeah, I get it. I don't know why. It's just there's this thing that there should be joy and everybody should be happy, and that even in the midst of all your, you're supposed to look. People always say, look at what you're thankful for, what you do, and be thankful and grateful. And I'll admit, I am thankful and grateful that I am doing a lot. I'm doing more than most. And yes, a lot of people think because I'm working in TV and all this shit that I'm making money, and that is absolutely not the case. Our contracts that we got now are fucked. Feel like we were on strike for nothing almost because it feels like we got screwed out the whole deal. That's another story. Um, but yeah, man. Let's see. Also, if you know the Netflix and NFL, pretty soon that's going to be a new way to watch TV. I'm telling you now. How do we log in? I have not logged in with this shit in so long. I don't remember. Huh, fuck me. Later. Words. Oh boy. I'm 40. I lost my father this year. I work at Crab. So Crab World, we still. Yo, I think a lot of people forget about that. First of all, my condolences on you losing your dad. There are people who've lost relatives recently and have lost them years ago, and it still hurts. It still hits you a lot. It still stings. It still uh there isn't anything I would. My mom passed in 2007, and there isn't a thing in this world that I would not do to have my mom here. My dad passed in 85. My biological dad passed in 85. And there's nothing I would do to have him here. My grandfather, who helped raise me as my father, passed last year, I believe it was last year, year before last. Time has been moving so swiftly, and it is very much a thing. I've lost family members, friends, close, people like that, and it really it resonates. It resonates a lot. I think that's one of the things. Okay, I hope this is the right one because I don't remember how the fuck we signed in, which is crazy. Streamlabs already has some access. Okay. I guarantee you this ain't gonna be the account. I guarantee you. You can absolutely buy me a drink. You surely can. Okay. This is it. Hoping this can help the trek begin the trek uphill. You've been my dude since Collider and happy to still rock with you. Fred Tassi 414. Thank you so much. PC, yes, indeed you can. Um, Look, I'll say this. They say I've learned I have a friend whose partner just recently committed the big, the thing, and it broke him, and reach out to people. Find somebody. If you got to talk to somebody, you got to have somebody to just stay with you and hold your hand. And also find people who don't feel as if you telling them your feelings and how what's going on in your head and your heart. Find people who don't see that as a bother, who don't see that as a worry. I think that's a rarity nowadays. I think there are too many people who look at someone going through something and feel that maybe they're just looking for attention or whatnot, and when in all actuality people are hurting. There is a lot going on out here where people are literally hurting. People are literally uh crying out for help and support, and people don't see that at all, and I don't get that. We wonder why, when people say, oh man, the suicide rate is going higher. Why is that? And it's because people literally aren't taking it serious when people say they can't take everything. I know it is always said to be the coward's way out. It's said to be the coward's way out when someone ends their own life. But I don't know if that can be considered the case, if that's a coward's way out. Because I can see it being a coward's way out is when you have someone who has done the worst, when you have someone who has, you know, done all this BS, and people who commit heinous crimes, and then instead of dealing with the actions of their crimes, take themselves out. I can see that part absolutely. It's just that when somebody has life, feels like everything is beating down upon them. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. I appreciate y'all. I know some of y'all just jumped on. Y'all saw the notification, shocked the shit out of y'all. And I appreciate y'all jumping in here with me. I really do. Um, it means a lot. It means a lot. I I talk about a lot of people here talk about my blurred group. I got my blurred homies outside of my blurreds in the hood co-hosts. And they're all with their families and all doing things. And it's like, I get it, man. I get it. You said, Courtney, that your brother did that. No, seven. Sorry to hear that. There's always a light if you look for it. I believe there is a light. I believe there always is a light. I definitely agree with that. I just think it's hard for those of us those who are in that dark spot. I think it's hard to see that light. Or even if you do see said light, I think it's hard to go towards that light. If someone feels they're completely enshrouded in darkness, I think that when you say the light that is there, it's prevalent. It's prevalent, but it's like it's so hard to get to. It's so hard to hold to. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't understand that when you're in a dark place, you just feel nothing you do matters. And I think that is something else that needs to be explored, for lack of better words. When I say that, because you can have a great career, You can have Xmas. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, Jay. Thank you for so many years of smiles, laughs, wisdom. Thank you. I'm again. I've said this before, and I will continue to say. I think that's one of the things I was put on this planet to do was to be the light for many people who may need that light in their lives. So I thank you for that. Um, I just think I lost my train of thought. It'll come back. Um, feels like no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. And again, I have to openly admit and honestly admit, I have been at a point where I have felt like that. And even recently, because, uh, oh, sorry. I just saw the game. Uh, I felt like that recently where I work my ass off. And what does it matter? I can go on stage. This is how I felt recently. This is a put in perspective. I can go on all these stages across the country. I can make hundreds of thousands of people laugh. I can be on the internet, TV, and movies and entertain people. But after it's done, I don't matter to them anymore. Do you see that? Like, it's like once that's done, it doesn't matter what else I do. And it sucks to feel that way. And a lot of people feel that way where it's like, I'm insignificant in the grand scheme that is everything. There's a statement that all of us serve a purpose and all of us have a meaning and a reason for being. And I think the thing is that is true, but I think a lot of us never know what that is. So because we never know what our purpose is and what our point for being is, we never know why we're the people that we are or who we're supposed to be. Because of that, then we tend to feel insignificant because we don't know or we don't know what we do, even if we find out our purpose, if it truly matters. I have I found myself saying I knew my purpose was to be in entertainment to make people laugh. And I tell a story all the time of going back home to Chicago, performing at the Laugh Factory, coming on stage, being at the bar, because I always go to the bar, go somewhere after I get off stage to just decompress for a second. And an older black lady came up to me and told me that I was the first person to make her laugh in a while because her son had been murdered a couple weeks prior. And that couple weeks prior was my birthday. She had lost her son on my birthday. And that shook me. She said, she said she didn't want to come out the house. No one has been able to make her laugh. And I was the first person to make her laugh. And that moment made me say, okay, this is what I meant to do. This is how I meant to put these smiles on people's faces who don't want to smile, who don't want to laugh and things like that. And I embraced that. But then I have that voice in the back of my head that was like, well, that's that one woman. That's that one person. And I'm not please let me make sure I state this. I'm not discrediting anything anyone has said in this chat that has said or will say something. I am not discrediting that by any means. I'm just going off of the moment. Speaking of which, Daniel Land says, Jay, I've been rocking with you because lighter day, stay strong. You've been inspiration to me as a father while I push as well. Stay strong. Thank you so much. ACL1 over on Twitch said that maybe we're here to give you some light as well. We got to fill our cups sometimes. We just can't be light and not need some shine. You're a good man. Please push and keep your head up. Thank you. Courtney says you matter, SJ. We love you. I thank you. Yeah, I am. That goes back to the thing. I mean, I've been the light for everybody. So many people. I've been that support, that uplift for so many people. And I don't ask for people to be my uplifting support system. I don't ask I don't come out and be like, yo, I need y'all to be here for me. I need you to give back the same thing I'm giving you. I don't do that by any stretch of the imagination. I don't do that. But I just wish I had that feeling. I feel like there was somebody I could. I'll be honest, I hate one of the biggest things I hate doing is reaching out to people. And the reason being is I do honestly feel like a burden. I ask anyone who knows me well, they'll tell you he won't reach out when he's struggling, when he's going through it, because he doesn't want a burden. Because his being mine, thought process is always there are people dealing with more bullshit than I am. When I say, yeah, I got $200 to $400 in the bank, there are some people that don't have a bank account. Man, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay rent. There's some people that don't have homes. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this and do that. There's people that are worse situations, and I know I shouldn't compare, but when I have those situations and I use that type of perspective for myself, it makes me not want to bother anyone because I feel like my problems, anything I'm dealing with, any feelings I have, are mundane and trivial. So it's why I don't. So yeah, man. I'm not a holiday person, and as much crazy thing is, last time I was 2019. I went to 2019 and 2021. I was with my daughter for Christmas, and then one year I surprised my son. And to me, those are the moments that have made me smile because just lighting them up made me smile. And when you're just by yourself every day and you don't want to come home because you just that same old pattern is just you and you. There's no one you're coming home to. There's no one you're calling to talk to. No one's calling to talk to you. You just work and that's it. You work and that's it. You work and that's it. Oh man, I'm sorry. Allergies are acting up. Let me pop these allergy pills real quick. Cause fuck, man. Oh shit. All right, eyes burning. Sorry about that. Yeah, you just have those moments where it's just like it's you. I'm watching. Oh shit. I watch a lot of stuff on Instagram and TikTok. And people are just like they don't give a fuck no more about anything but themselves. So many people only want to be happy if the happy is transactional or things like that. And it's like, man, I don't get it. I know somebody. Let me tell y'all a story. So one of the things I used to say is one of the things I always say is not just me. Yo, if you never try to date anybody, you never try to date somebody in your field. You're never supposed to date nobody in your field. And I'm like, why wouldn't you date somebody in your field? That's a person who would understand whatever you go through, blah, 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 blah. Right? Cool. There's this one woman. Now, her and I have been cool for years. And we always just been cool. We talk, giggle, et cetera, et cetera. Then one day I said, yo, let's just go out and go get a drink. And we went out and had a drink, talked, and had a few kisses. It was cool. It was cute. It was cute and whatnot. And I was like, oh, we can do this again. So then it's like, all right, so we do it again. But then it's like, all right, we kept doing it and we're both grown. Here's the thing, I don't like playing games, let alone, and I don't like rushing. I'm not trying to rush into things, but I don't like playing games with people. So I'm like, every time we see each other, she wants to be all up under me, hugged up, kissed up, and all this other shit. But then I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Let's make this a thing. And I'm like, I don't like playing games like that with people. Hmm. The person literally texted me happy holidays this morning. I was like, I'm not even fucking responding. I'm not responding to that. So that's that thing. Um Fallen Jedi Nurse. I don't know how cool you two are, but what do I reach out to Roxy and ask her as a friend, how does she deal with lonely? Roxy and I are cool. Roxy and I have always been cool since shit, TV fights days. You know, Roxy and I've been cool since TV fight. It's weird when and I'm God, I want to make sure when I say this, y'all know I try to make sure if I say stuff on here, I try to say it as clear as concise so there can be no misconstruing it or confusion. I see a lot of people who have options, and I know everybody aren't supposed to jump at their options, but I also look at what they settle for, and I'm not saying this for Roxy. Please make sure I purpose that. It's like, yo, you keep putting yourself in this situation, and it's like I watch people. I know I got a bunch of homegirls who they always complain about the dudes they dating, and they date the same type of dude over and over again. I got some homies who complain about the girls they date, and they try to date the same type of people over and fucking over again, and complain about either why they're A, lonely, or B, can't find nobody. And it's like, that's a you problem. You literally are putting it. And again, but it's like, what can the lonely do? What can the perpetually lonely dude say? Nothing. I mean, I don't have I can't give advice in that because I don't have anybody. And that another thing sucks. I am so tired of having those. Man, it seems like this could be some with somebody. And then it's just ugh. I remember the person I was dating who was the subject of one of the jokes I said in my special. She came to the taping of my special, which first of all, kind of fucking weird, but okay. Like, no, it's not wrong to have standards at all. Like, I just want to make sure standards are not wrong at all. Like, I know people, like, and I don't think someone should lower their standards. I want to make sure I say that flat out. There's nothing wrong with having standards. There's nothing wrong with holding your ground. But when when your standards are picking the same people, I think it's when your standards are picking the same type of person over and over again, you have to reevaluate what your standards are or where in your standards is there a fault. Does that make sense? I'm hoping I'm making some type of sense the way I say it. Cause like if I say, man, I want a woman with a dope personality, looks, as long as you don't look like you are the direct progeny of Flavor Flav, we're pretty much good because that covers the spectrum. I don't need you to look like your daddy. Uh, you know what I'm saying? I don't look, I tell everybody, like people like, yo, your daughter don't look like you. And I'm like, thank fucking God. I don't want my daughter to look like me. So when I say it, but if I start saying, if I have these things I say, and every person I meet, I feel they fall as standard, but everything goes wrong, and it goes wrong a certain way, which is seemingly the same way time in and time again. I have to reevaluate what my standards are. I have to reevaluate what I'm putting out there. You know what I'm saying? I have to reevaluate what I'm saying I want to get what I feel like I deserve. I'm gonna tell you another thing I feel like has fucked up society very much. Some people may not be privy to it because it's on the black Twitter, Instagram, social media ends of things. It's these red balloon games. I watch people do these red balloon things where they just popping balloons because oh man, you too tall, you too short, your voice too deep, you don't look like you make enough money and all that shit. And I'm like, come on, fam. I don't know. I feel like if we're heading towards the series finale of America, and whatever else is next. All right, love you too, Frank. Fantastic, appreciate you, Jada. Okay, that was funny about your daughter not looking like. You don't want to look like me. My motherfucking daughter. I know that's my daughter. I know that's her. Okay, the only popular is the one where I like the rest of the jokes. Yeah, got you. Yeah, it's just you look for somebody to. I'm finna be 45. I don't feel it. I don't look it, but I don't like being. And I don't consider 45 old no more. I don't. But I just don't like being this point where I'm this at this age, and it's just like it's just me alone. It's me, my Christmas tree. You know, tired of being alone. That is another thing that doesn't help. Again, seasonal depression is real. I remember before I knew it was a term, I thought I was the only one who got like this around the holidays. I remember thinking like that. I was the only one who got like this around the holidays, where holidays come and you just feel fucking awful. It's just like, all right, you got to suck it up. Everybody else around you happy. And then as you start going to therapy and trying to heal yourself, because yes, I am still in therapy. You know, you're like, oh, seasonal depression. It really is a thing. People really do get, okay. All right. That's a fucking thing that happens. Cool, cool, cool. I just wish, I mean, like I said, I can be around friends and shit and all that. But like I said, most of my friends, I'm looking around, they're all with their families and stuff. And I'm like, all right, which is why I need to get rich ASAP. So when it comes time to the holidays and I'm feeling sad, I'll go feel sad on the island. Oh man, I'm sad with a Mai Tai in my hand. I'm sad. Wow. I don't know. Just hmm. It's just a lot, man. I think a lot of people don't talk about it. There are a lot of people who are, you know what also is weird to me? It's the level of appreciation for things or people that some people do or don't have. What do I mean by that? Um, when I watch people who talk shit about their families all year on social media. Now, political affiliations aside, because pre prior to uh 2016, we didn't really discuss political affiliations. No one. It wasn't water cooler talk. It was you kept who you voted for to yourself, and things like that. It didn't really become a divisive thing really until 2016. Um, but people talk about their families, and then all of a sudden they get around their families, and it's oh man, I love them. I wouldn't trade them for the world. It's the best thing. We all get to have fun. Here come racist ass grandpa, but you gotta love him in the way he make his pecan pie. And when the holidays in, they go back to talking about, well, I hate my racist ass grandfather. It's like the people that don't have their grandfathers. Yes, a lot of our older grandparents, aunts, and uncles are of a certain ilk, and it don't change, but it is what it is. All right, I think I've wasted enough of y'all time being in my feelings. Um, I appreciate y'all letting me vent on my lonely Christmas. Um, Here's a funny thing. I have some let me preface this. I know what I'm going to say is going to fucking sound pathetic. I know what I'm about to say is going to fucking sound sad. I have not had anyone to bring in the new year with but myself in 9 years. Do you know how sad that is to be at New Year's Eve events and parties and the countdown happens and everyone's hugged up with someone except you? And every year you just gotta look at yourself. Hey, Sarah, Sarah. Um, so I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, we'll be back. We're gonna be here Sunday. It was supposed to be 6 p.m. Pacific. Depending on what time he can do, it may be 4ish because I have to be at the Improv at 7. It may be 4ish. But if we don't do it on that Sunday, I'm gonna see how we can pull it off either Monday or New Year's Eve. I'm gonna see how we can pull it off because I'm supposed to be at his. He's throwing him and Kristen are throwing some for New Year's Eve, so I'm supposed to be with them for New Year's Eve, but everybody at their house is couples, so I don't know for sure if I'm going. Uh, I went 1 year. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, absolute fucking fun. Till that midnight kiss came, toast and kiss came, and I looked around and was like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. Me by myself. Cool, 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 cool." So like I said, stand by. It will not be 6 p.m. on Sunday for sure. That is something it will not be because I've got to be that way. So it might be 4 p.m. I would encourage y'all to bug him more than me. For everybody watching, bug the shit out the swaggy blurred. DM him, tweet him, Instagram him, whatever. Keep being like, hey, we need you to do 4 p.m. if you are back in town. Bug the fuck out of him. Because I'm trying to bug him as well. But for those who are celebrating, have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy Kwanzaa. I hope you all have gotten or are going to get what your heart desires, and that you have a wonderful day. And if I do not talk to you all, well, like I said, if we don't see, like if you are gone and you're unable to be at your computer for the 29th, we will see y'all in 2025 because we are coming back pretty strong. We don't know how we're going to fully set up the schedule yet, but I know we're coming back more frequently. It's just that the two of us have legit been busy. So we'll be back for that. All right. I love all y'all. I appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be blessed. I'm out of here. Go there and say bye. Bye.